I've actually been trading for 9 years now. I was jumping from, one strategy to another, but I'm a purely price action trader. I've been really been profitable with that.
So what was your payout?
Well, the payout was 15,000, I think 600, 15,600.
So let's get started. First things first, kind of let everybody know your name, how old you are, and where you're from.
Well, my name is Rutherford Olin Banks. I'm actually a 30-year-old man, and I'm from Ghana, Africa.
Okay. And what got you into trading? How did you start?
Well, I got into trading. I've actually been trading for 9 years now. I got into trading after I think 2 years after high school. That was back in 2014. That was when I got into trading. I used to watch financial documentaries a lot. I used to read finance books a lot, and I used to watch a lot of this Wall Street stuff on the internet. So it actually what actually got me interested in the market, because I felt like this is something that I could learn, and this is something that I can actually have a career in. So I had to take up the mentor to actually to learn something, and I was able to do it, even though it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I was able to actually pass through the test and eventually succeeded. So I'm grateful for that.
Absolutely. I'm glad to hear it. So does that mean that you had to do your own research on trying to find a strategy, or did you get a mentor? How did you find the strategy that you use?
I had a mentor initially that actually put me through the initial process of becoming a trader. He showed me the basics and everything. I read a couple of books. I've basically really read a lot of books. Even though whenever new traders start at first, we tend to be looking for the Holy Grail. And
oh yeah,
I wasn't an exception. Yes, I wasn't an exception. When I started, it was like that. I was actually looking for the Holy Grail. I was jumping from one strategy to another. But I think, at a point, I just came to the realization that, the answers that I was looking for was within me, within myself. That was actually what changed my life, what changed my trading career, because I stopped looking for the Holy Grail. I came to understand that it's something that I can never find, So I read a couple of books, and I built my own strategy on purely price action.
Okay.
Using support and resistance areas, trend lines, candlestick patterns, and sometimes Fibonacci and all of that. But I'm a purely price action trader, and it's something that is a strategy that I've been using for about I think 4 years now, and I've been profitable with that for the past couple of years.
All right, that's an interesting journey. Okay, I feel like the people who have to figure out their own strategy are usually the most successful, because they've gone through the trial and error. You figured out what didn't work. You figured out what worked. So would you agree with that? Or do you think that people really need to take that mentor route? What was your experience if you could have done it again?
Well, I think, like I said, initially you go around looking for the Holy Grail. You go around looking for something that you think is never going to fail you. But, throughout the course of the journey, you're going to realize that the problem is not you looking for the Holy Grail. The problem lies within you. And that is what you need to be working on. That's, because it's a psychological business, it's a psychological process. And you need to work within yourself to find all the flaws that, you have as a human, and things that you think, you can do it. But as a human, we all have our flaws, and we have things that we can't do, things that we can do. So, you tend to realize that at the end, and you build yourself around it.
Yeah. Okay. So then tell me a little bit. So now we'll go into psychology. How do you take losses? How do you stay in the wins a little bit longer? What's your psychology like?
Trading psychology is really, really important. I've been in a lot of situations that I felt like giving up in the past when I started, because I ran into some huge losses that some of them even wiped out my account.
Oh,
And
yeah.
all that. But I think as time goes on, I've come to realize that this is a business. Trading is a business. It's not a hobby, and losses are part of business. So anytime that I go into a losing streak, sometimes I just try to step back from my screens and try to get my mentality in shape so that I don't revenge the market. Because all the time that I've tried to revenge the market, it has never ended well for me. I think November, December was really good time for me. I've been on a very consistent winning streak from November, December to the early January. And I think last week was a very terrible week for me.
Me too.
I think this week as well. So that is when I have to realize, these are the times that I realize that I've gotten to the rough patch of the business. Something that I have to reduce my size. I have to start taking small risks until I start gaining consistency, until I get my confidence back. Because when you run into losses, you tend to lose a lot of confidence.
Oh yeah.
You can actually see a lot of setups in the market that you have to enter, but because you are very low on confidence, you tend to miss out on all those trades. And sometimes it really happens when you actually get into those kind of psychological conditions that you run into a lot of losses, your account goes down badly, you have a very big drawdown and all of that. So that is how I tend to deal with it. Sometimes I have to step back from my screen. I have to maybe stop trading for a while, for maybe a week or some few days, to actually try to get my mind back on track, to actually try to improve my confidence. Sometimes I trade, but I trade small sizes. I reduce my sizes drastically, to the point whereby I need to have a clear verification that my confidence is back before I start trading normal size again.
Okay, that's fair. All right, then let me know a little bit more about the strategy itself. Kind of walk me through a day in the life. So when you wake up, what session are you trading? What time frame are you trading in? And what's the strategy?
Well, when I wake up every morning, I actually basically trade the London, New York session much more because, the Asian session is about, it's always very late over here on my time zone. So in the morning, 8 o'clock here is when, we are basically on the same, time zone, basically with London. I think 1 hour difference or so. So it's quite easy to trade a London session right into the New York session and all that. So, and I think I love the New York session very much. I love the London, New York overlap very much because that is when I tend to catch, all the good volatilities, because during that time, the action in the market is really huge. So you tend to get enough volatility in the market and everything that you want. Like I said, my strategy is basically based on purely price action. If I can share my screen with you.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
This is basically my screen that you're seeing here. So you can see here that I have all my levels drawn over here. I have all my levels drawn over here. This is a very, very clear support, and this is a very good trade that I caught here. I have my trend lines over here. So I use candlestick patterns, and I'm actually a swing trader.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm actually a swing trader, but normally I do day trading as well. I do day trading also, depending on the market structure and depending on the volatility that actually steps into the market at that time. If it becomes necessary that I should hold trades over a weekend, I do. If it becomes necessary that I should hold trades for days, I do. But normally, most of the time, I tend to, do the day trading much more. Probably maybe 70% of the time I do day trading, and maybe 30% of the time swing trading, depending on how the market goes. Because I take most of my trades from the 4-hour time frame. I start my analysis from the weekly time frame, from the monthly time frame, like this, from the monthly time frame. Then I switch back up to the weekly time frame to come and draw additional levels of the market, because we all know that weekly levels are much more stronger and much more important than daily levels. And the higher the time frame, the more important the levels are. So before I finally switched to my daily time frame over here, as you can see over here. So it's the daily time frame that I do most of the work, because that is where I take most of my signals. But when I'm looking for candlestick confirmation, then I had to switch back to the lower time frame, which is maybe the 4-hour time frame, to look for some confirmation candlestick patterns that can actually allow me to enter some trades and all that. So that's basically how my strategy goes.
Okay. And about how many pairs do you think that you look at?
Well, I trade like you're seeing right here. I trade a lot of pairs. I think I trade about over 20 pairs every day.
Okay.
I think I have the Euro USD over here. I have the Euro pound, the pound USD over here. I basically all the majors. Basically I trade all the major pairs over here. Then I trade some exotics as well, which is the USD South African rand over here.
Okay.
The USD Mexican peso as well, before I come to gold as well. So all the pairs that you're seeing here on my screen are pairs that I trade. And I think they are basically like 21 to 22 pairs that I trade. I watch every day. So whichever way the market presents the cleanest opportunity is where I actually tend to risk my money.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. How did you find the funded trader?
Well, I found the funded trader through a friend, right? I actually was not a fan of prop firm trading because of, I've been trading for 9 years, and you won't believe that it was just last year. It was just last year that I started trading with prop firms. I've always been trading my own account because I feel that, trading my own account gives me the flexibility to actually trade whenever I want, because there's no deadline. There are no target. There are no rules and everything that I can violate and everything. If I'm actually blowing my account, I blow the account for myself, because that's my money and all of that. But I think it got to a point that a friend of mine, I had a conversation with a friend of mine. He told me that, he was actually previously trading with my Forex funds, and he switched back to the funded trader. So he told me, how good it is to, as a professional trader, to actually work with prop firms because you can have access to large account to trade and all that. So I said, okay, fine, then I'll have to give it a try. But when I wanted to give it a try, I found out that there are so many options out there. There are FTMO, there are the fund, my Forex funds over there, and all of that. But I think I settled on the funded trader because I felt that was what most of the rules and most of the offers that I saw with their challenges really resonate with me, with my personality, with my everything. So that was why I chose the funded trader.
Okay. And then the next question, which is going to be the biggest question of them all, is what was your payout?
Well, the payout was 15,000, I think 15,600. And that was a payout that I actually received, I think a week or two ago. And it was really incredible because, like I said, I only started trading with the funded trader just late last year. And I'm actually holding a $50,000 account, live account. And my first payout was actually a 15,000, which was about a 39% profit that I made on the account. Was really incredible.
Oh yeah. All right. And then my last question is, what was the payout experience like? How long did it take?
Well, I must confess that the payout experience was really good because what I didn't understand initially was that you guys wanted me to open an account with Deal before, because my payout was above 10,000. You told me that any payouts above 10,000, I'll have to use it through Deal. And if not because of funded trader, I haven't ever heard about Deal before. I don't know about Deal or anything like that, any platform like that. So I'm grateful for that because you guys gave me the opportunity to know, another payment processor, yeah, because I had to create an account with them. I had to verify. It was a smooth experience because when I opened the Deal account, I actually signed a contract and everything. And the time that you guys gave me that you guys were going to send my parent to Deal was exactly the same time that you guys did. So I would say that the payout experience was really first class. It was really good. Actually, before then, I had my doubt because I've heard a lot of people out there say that prop firms are scams. When you get a payout, you won't, your money won't be given back to you and all of that. So this being my first time, I was actually nervous, a little bit.
That's fair.
That this money was ever going to arrive, and that was a huge amount of money. That was $15,000 that we were talking about. So in my country, that's a lot of money in my country. So I was a little bit skeptical, but I was just, giving it a try, to see if truly it actually arrives. And lo and behold, I actually had the payout, and it was a really good experience.
Okay. And then my last question of the interview is going to be, what advice do you have for new traders?
Well, my advice for new traders is that this is a business of probabilities, and trading we play in the largest financial market in the world. We actually play in the same game with most of the billionaires in the world, most of the largest financial institutions, most of the hedge funds and all of that. So it's something that can actually give you a life, a very huge life. Just go through the process. Just find a mentor. We can actually take you through the journey. Don't be in to get rich quick, because it's never going to happen for you like that. You actually need to go through all the process, the struggles and everything before you actually get what you want. So my advice for new traders is just stay patient, be in course with the journey, stay committed, stay disciplined, stay patient in the learning process. And at the end, you're going to get what you want.
All right. I love it. All right. Well, that's all I have today, Rutherford. Thank you so much for taking the time today.
Okay. Thank you.